Hey guys, this looks like a fun one. We're given three rectangles and they all have the same area. And the question is asking, what is that area? This is day 18 of the 2025 Advent calendar. If you want to try this one on your own, pause it right now because I'm going to solve it in 3, 2, 1. First, we can look at the three rectangles that have the same area. Let's label that area X. We can label the base of the red one B sub R, R for red. We can label the base of the yellow one B sub Y. I hope that makes sense, Y. Y for yellow. And we can label the base of the blue one B sub B. The B down here is for blue. And now we can write equations for each of these areas. They're all going to be base times height equals X. And then we can divide both sides of this equation by 7, both sides of this equation by 10, and both sides of this equation by 10. And that'll leave us with b sub r is equal to x over 7, b sub y is equal to x over 10, and b sub b is equal to x over 10. And now we can update this diagram. The base of the red one is going to be equal to x over 7. That's from here all the way to here. And then this side of the yellow rectangle is going to be equal to x over 10, because that's the whole base. And then this base of the blue rectangle is also going to be equal to x over 10. And now let's clean all this up, but let's leave the area equals x. This is what we're trying to solve. Let's put a box around it, and we can move it down here. Now from here, let's focus on this right triangle right here. And this angle right here is going to be the right angle. Let's copy down the triangle, and let's find the side lengths. This is kind of thick. Let's thin it down a little. There we go. This side is the entire base of the red rectangle. It's going to be equal to x over 7. This side is not the full length of the yellow rectangle. It's going to be short by this much, which is equal to 10. So now we can say this side is equal to the whole thing x over 10 minus this piece 10. And then for the base of this green triangle, it's equal to the whole blue base plus another 10. So it's going to be equal to x over 10 plus 10. And now since this is a right triangle, we can do the Pythagorean theorem. It's going to be the quantity x over 10 plus 10 squared plus the quantity x over 10 minus 10 squared equals the quantity x over 7 squared. And now we have one equation in terms of one variable, and it's the exact variable we're trying to find. Let's find it. After we multiply all this out, we end up with x squared over 100 plus 2x plus 100. And then after we multiply all this out, we end up with x squared over 100 minus 2x plus 100. And then on the right-hand side, the square can go to each of these, giving us x squared over 7 squared, which is equal to 49. And now we can rearrange things a little bit to combine like terms. This x squared over 100 plus x squared over 100 will become 2x squared over 100. And 2x squared over 100 is the same thing as 1x squared over 50. And now the 2x and the negative 2x, these can cancel each other out. And this 100 plus 100 is equal to 200. For the next step, let's get rid of these denominators. We can multiply both sides of the equation by the least common multiple of 50 and 49, and that's equal to 2,450. On the left-hand side, this 2,450 is going to distribute to each of these terms. 2,450 times x squared over 50 is equal to 49x squared, and 2,450 times 200 is equal to 490,000. And then on the right-hand side, x squared over 49 times 2,450 is equal to 50x squared. From here, we can get the x squareds to one side of the equation by subtracting 49x squared from both sides. On the left-hand side, these are going to cancel each other out, and on the right-hand side, 50x squared minus 49x squared is equal to 1x squared. And then to solve for x, we can take the square root of both sides. The square root of 490,000 is equal to 700. And since x is a positive value, the square root of x squared is equal to x. And now we have our value for x, which is the area. In the place of this x, let's plug in 700, give it a label of square units, and put a box around it. And that is the answer to our question. Each of these rectangles has an area of 700 square units. How exciting. And here's the next puzzle. The circle contains a square and two overlapping equilateral triangles. What's the area of this overlap? They're asking for the area of this triangle here. We're also given that this has an area of 24. This looks like it'll be a fun one. How exciting.